Okay, you heard them also talk about specifically what we showed here, starting with Wiley Post, the first person on there. In fact, the city knows about it because they watched and saw what was happening on our air. They talked about it in the press conference. Okay, Trace and Bragg, while we were talking and waiting for this press conference, they turned it off. How'd they do it? If you know, what was the delay and anything else you can give us from the mess over there?
Well, how they did it, I'll tell you this, we saw about 4 or 5 city crews show up, and we saw them working to turn off water along this block, along Chimney Rock here at different locations. And as you said, it finally worked. I mean, that water that we saw shooting into the sky about 40 feet into the sky, take a look now, it is no more. In fact, what we see now is crews have actually hooked up a water pump to it. They're actually working to pump the water out of that area so that they can go in and start treating that water main break. You heard the mayor in that press conference mention that this is a 12-inch water main break. They're going to be, as soon as they finish pumping all this water out, they're going to go in and be able to treat it and make whatever necessary repairs are needed. Because look at all that water still flowing here. You see the water in the street has started to subside now, which is good. And of course, we are just looking at the repair of this sidewalk that is going to be needed next, of course. But I want to show you guys something. I've been talking about the cement on the sidewalk. Take a look at this huge chunk of cement, just one of the many pieces that were shot into the air when this all took place. I mean, just unbelievable, the power of this water. Also, I have more information for you here. I spoke to some of the folks here inside the Whataburger. You can actually see they were actually pumping out water, I should say sweeping out water as well, because they took in water. I asked them what time this started. They told me it was all around 5:30 that this water started shooting into the sky. And for all the folks here who this may be your favorite Whataburger here along Chimney Rock, they tell me they're working hard to actually get this location back open just after noon. So folks, just so you know, if you're in this area, most likely right after noon is when you'll be able to start eating here at this Whataburger again. But take a look behind me. Crews working hard, making sure this is a safe situation. The cones are still up as well. They're making sure no one walks into this area, making sure no one drives too closely, and they want to protect themselves as well. Obviously, they're working hard in these dangerous conditions as well. So they're making sure no one's driving too closely to them while they make repairs. So, this is something that we've been obviously tracking all day long. The mayor mentioned that, media coverage is what allowed them to really find out that this was happening. And I will say they arrived here pretty quickly, worked hard to get it fixed. And really, it was a situation that everyone in this area was stopping by and paying notice to, because, I mean, how many of us have seen something like that taking place, right? So crews now back working hard again. They're working to get this situation repaired as soon as possible and as safely as possible. But we're going to continue to stay here and report any new information that we see. But really just unbelievable scenes here all morning long. City crews now working hard, making sure things get back to normal. As you heard the mayor mention, those even colder temperatures coming overnight. So we obviously don't want any water sitting and ponding out here. The city obviously doesn't want that. So that's why they're working so quickly and so diligently to get this taken care of. But we're going to continue to monitor it out here. I'll let you know as soon as I know more. But Jacob and Alona, if this is your favorite Whataburger, afternoon, right afternoon is what they tell me they're hoping for, so you can come get a sausage biscuit maybe. We'll see.
Oh, those poor employees were not expecting anything quite like this today, Trace. So glad that they got that turned off, and those city crews are working hard to get that cleaned up. When the mayor's talking about it in a press conference, we're gonna get some attention on that very quickly.
They were aware so fast, and it is finally done. Oh, we're sad though to hear that they actually flooded, that they're going to be back open in a couple hours.